Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 postgame show powered by Permane Brothers. I'm your host, of course, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. And Jim, we have a Pittsburgh Pirates victory to talk about. The Pirates win today 6-1 with 2 home runs, 1 coming by a grand slam with Oneil Cruz. Offense, baby. How's it going?
You love to see it. It was a well played game. It was a quick game. Bailey Falter just shoved. Lots of good stuff to take from this game. It started off super slow, but it definitely picked up. We had some fireworks in this one too. It was a fun game to watch.
It really was, and like everyone mostly did their part, but like it wasn't one end. You know, like it looked like it was about to be that way. It was Bailey Falter. I mean, he shut this offense down. Like you said, he looked good. We'll definitely get into that. But then the offense came out as well. Eventually. So like everyone basically did their part mostly. No real blunders today. Like it was just a good game to watch and enjoy and take in for all 38 people that were in attendance.
No blunders, but it couldn't be a Pirates game without just some weird stuff happening. So there was still some weird stuff. But yeah, I mean, a 6-1 win, you're not going to complain about anything. And yeah, it was an entertaining ball game, especially from like the 5th inning on.
Oh yeah. So chat, you guys know what to do. The comments will be going up. Get your hashtag RaiseIts in there for your chance to win 2 free Permane Brothers sandwiches. Because again, you know what we do. We give away 2 winners on each victory. So get your hashtags in. Later on after the show, we'll go ahead and give those away. But yes, Jim, let's go ahead and start with Bailey Falter because, you know, he's been kind of up and down. I mean, he had a fantastic start and then last start was not really good at all. We talked about it. I mean, he fought through, you know, the offense didn't really come through for him, but he fought through well enough, I thought, for being a bad start. Today, he did what Bailey Falter needs to do to be very successful. The guy was hitting his spots, inducing extremely weak contact. I mean, I think he only had a couple hard hits on him for the entire day. As a matter of fact, it was 4. But yeah, like they weren't getting good contact. He wasn't striking guys out. He wasn't missing bats, but like that's not his game by any means. He looked good for again. Like this is what you want to see from Bailey Falter.
This is this is peak Bailey Falter right here, right? Like, I mean, heavy fastball. He threw his 4-seam or his sinker 59% of the time today. His hard stuff did not get hit very hard. 89.1 mile per hour exit velo on the sinker, 87 on the 4-seam, like 88 on the slider, 80 on the curveball. He was just inducing weak contact all game long. And the big difference here is he was throwing strikes. Like that was the difference in last outing against Cincinnati. He only gave up 3 hits in that start against the Reds last weekend, but he walked 5 batters, and that's what got him into trouble. Today, loading up the strike zone. Again, 7 innings, 2 hits, just gives up the 1 walk. But again, 83 pitches, 57 of those for strikes. He only struck out 2 batters, but he was locating the fastball well. He was staying in the strike zone. He wasn't giving up free bases. Washington only had 2 at-bats all game with a runner in scoring position. And I think those both came in the 9th inning. So like the Nationals did nothing against Bailey Falter. In fact, Pirates pitching as a whole faced the minimum through 8. I mean, Falter gave up 3 base runners, but there was a caught stealing and then there was 2 double plays. So like the right. Nationals sent 24 men to the plate in their first 24 in their first 24 outs of the game. So super impressive job by him. This is just like how he is sometimes. Like he has those games where he blows up, but then he'll give you a game like this every once in a while. And these are very nice games to get from someone in the back end of your rotation.
We talk about Bailey Falter just needs to be a number 5 starter. That's basically what he is. And as a number 5 starter, you can't ask for much. I mean, what he did last year, I think surpassed a lot of our expectations. And then coming into this year, it was, okay, well, let's find out who he really is, because is he really that guy that he was last year? Is he going to revert back to what you probably thought he was? How's this year going to be? And again, we've had 2 starts. I mean, this isn't alone. I think it was his first start was very similar to this, where he just looked good. Guy was picking his spots. He was hitting them. They weren't doing much damage against Bailey Falter. So when you were talking about that, this is peak Bailey Falter. I mean, for a number 5 starter, you're not expecting this good ever. You're really giving, looking at guys going to give you a chance. Bailey Falter has shown a couple times this year he can dominate and win a game.
Yeah,
that's you can't ask for anything better from a number 5 starter. At the end of the year, if it ends up being a 4.5 ERA, so be it. But this guy is showing every bit of he can go out there and he can win some games. He's not just a manager, just an innings eater. When he's on, he can actually do some really nice things on the mound.
Yeah, and it helps too. When you're facing a lineup like this Nationals team, this Nationals lineup is not very daunting. Just throw strikes to these guys. That's all you got to do. Throw strikes, make them hit the ball off of you. And they weren't able to do it today. And that was kind of what we saw in his start against Miami too. Same thing there. Mm-hmm. His 2 starts where he didn't give up a walk are his 2 best starts of the year. The 2 starts he made where he did walk a batter or walk multiple batters, and that's the Yankees or the Reds. He got hit around a little bit. So just throw strikes, especially when you're facing these bottom tier lineups in the league, because with I know we joke about the extension that he gets, but with his extension on his fastballs, it's a real thing. There's a reason why Bailey Falter is pitching in the majors and having success, and it's because of this one thing he does well. When he's throwing the ball 92 miles an hour, it looks like it's 95. And when you're locating 95 against poor hitters, good stuff happens to you when you're on the mound. So yeah, I mean, this was peak Bailey Falter. It doesn't get much better than this. I think he probably could have gone another inning or 2 if they really wanted him to, but there really wasn't a need for it, I guess. But I mean, 83 pitches today and just cruising. None of that was very stressful for him at all.
You took the words out of my mouth. He comes out of the game because the lead's already, I mean, it's done. Just go ahead and bullpen, do your job for 2 innings, call it a day. But if he had to, if it was still a 1-0 game or a 2-0 game, I think he could have went the distance if he needed to.
Yeah.
And we can talk about a complete game shutout or at least a complete game here. And again, that's how good he was, and that's how good he still was. It was also it wasn't like he was falling apart towards the end. I mean, he finished strong also. So I'm 100% with you. This guy could have gone more. It's just because the offense came out that there wasn't a need to. And to get back to the offense, like you mentioned at the beginning and the start of this game, man, it was not looking good. I thought it was going to be a carryover of last night. It was looking that way. What do you try?
Mitchell Parker.
Mitchell Parker. First 4 batters.
Yeah. I mean, you bring up Hayes, Reynolds, McCutchen, Cruz, and you're like, okay, well, these are the 4 guys in our lineup who can hit the ball. And Mitchell Parker just mows through them. And you're like, oh, well, here we go again.
Yeah. And exactly like you said, that's how I felt. Here we go again, because we know this lineup as an entirety isn't good. So that certainly means the back end of this lineup is not all that good. But it really was the back end of the lineup that was carrying this team for some time. I want to bring this up here since last night, right? Because we talked, Doug and I, the top 4 went 0 for 4, all 4 of them. Since last night, for the first 4 batters in the lineup, collectively they're 0 for 27 until Oneil Cruz got that single. So that's not good. So good. Once again, I'm talking about into this game, it's looking like, oh boy, here we go. Hank hits the home run, makes it 1-0. Again, that helped out, but that top 4 was not looking good. And you're just thinking to yourself, something's got to give here. It finally did come through a bit, but yeah, again, this lineup isn't good. And I will say this too. Yeah, they won today, luckily, but Hayes, Cutch, can we talk about Reynolds a little bit today? Those guys have to really start coming through if this lineup is going to have a chance.
Yeah, we can spend a little bit of time, but I mean, we won DiNardo. Let's be a
I
little
know, I know,
positive.
I know, but
No, I mean, the
I do
top of the
want to say, like,
lineup was top of the lineup. I mean, in the start of the game, it was like, okay, somebody needs to do something because not only did those four guys strike out to begin the game, but like Brian Reynolds went 0 for 3 with three strikeouts in
right.
his first three at bats. He did get hit by a pitch in his fourth plate appearance that at least got him on base. But yeah, it was a rough game for all three of those guys. And we talked about it at the beginning of the year. We talked about it all off season. Like the way that this team is going to be good is, yeah, you need improvement from your other guys, but what you really need is you need Brian Reynolds to have a good year, like one of his better years, and you need Oneil Cruz to play close to MVP caliber baseball, where like he's in the discussion and it's like, all right, Oneil Cruz is one of the best hitters in the National League. Like those are two things that you need to happen. And up to this point, that wasn't happening. Brian Reynolds has been struggling. He's been hurt, so I don't know how much of that is affecting him at the plate, but he's been struggling. I mean, no doubt about it.
Yes.
Cruz he started off really hot, but he's been in a slump here lately too. And I think some of that may be attributed to being a little banged up as well. But Cruz, definitely huge game from him. Like these are the kind of things that they need him to do. They need him to be a difference maker, and he was a difference maker today. He closed this game out, put it out of reach there in the seventh.
Yeah, you said it. Like he was a difference maker, but in a very crucial spot. The bases were loaded at one point earlier on the game. Bases were loaded. I think it was the second inning. Henry Davis was up. Big opportunity. And he pulled one. It was hit very, very hard, but he pulled one. It went foul. Then he pops one up. And again, like this, we're talking about with the 2025 Pirates is capitalizing when you need to. This isn't a team that's going to score a ton of runs. Although I guess they did score a ton of runs a couple days ago, and they did score 6 today, which sounds like a ton of runs for this team. But like they're not going to score a ton of runs, so you have to come through and score when the opportunities present themselves. Bases loaded. Henry Davis is up, pops up, broken bat. Actually, I know it wasn't a pop up; it was a grounder at that point, wasn't it? The first one, but broken bat,
Pop up.
But
The bases loaded. He popped it up. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. That was a pop up then. So then, but the fifth inning comes. Henry Davis up the bat. That's where the scoring breaks open a little bit here. Well, I should say get on the board. 1-1 the game. Henry Davis does hit a home run. So the one went foul. Just missed it a little bit. This one just barely got in. It's the foul pole. He even had to stood there because he wasn't sure if it was going to go. So Henry Davis gets a home run today. But talking about, like, the reason I'm saying that is it was the back end that was really doing this. I mean, the bases were loaded because Triolo, IKF, like they were doing their job to get on base.
Yeah, I mean, Triolo, his first
at the time.
Triolo's first game back off the IL, he got on base with a single, got hit by a pitch, so he was on base twice. IKF with 2 hits today. Yeah, so like the back end of the lineup today was doing their job. Like I said, Davis left the bases loaded there in that second inning, but yeah, that was a big swing from Davis in the fifth. He needed something to get going, and hopefully this is it. I mean, you never know. It's his first home run, DiNardo, in the major league since June 12th of last year. So like we've almost gone 10 months. Actually, yeah, we've gone 10 months without a Henry Davis major league home run. So that was good to see. He's got to hit. Like he's got to hit. That's why you drafted him. And this team, like I said, we mentioned someone, like there needs to be improvement on this team from specific individuals, and he's one of them. Where like he's got to hit this year. So it was good to see him get that first homer. He's been. I'll say this with Davis, he's making contact.
Yeah,
more. He's making more contact.
I mean, on the year right now, 11.8% K rate. Like he isn't. Again, as we talked about earlier, still small sample, but from earlier, now we have a little more sample. But like what he was doing last year was he just simply was not making contact. He could not hit anything, striking out a ton. I mean, I think it was close to 40% he was striking out. Yeah, 36.9%. This year, again, like at least he's not doing that. Now it's a lot of weak contact he's doing. Granted, the other 2 times he's up the plate when he didn't hit a home run, he broke the bat. So you really don't get the ball hard when doing that. As I jokingly said, I don't know, maybe he needs a torpedo bat. maybe.
Let's get these
But yeah,
torpedoes.
like he is making contact right now. So if you're going to take something away as a positive, it's that for me as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Is, I mean, it's only been 17 plate appearances, but
Right.
only 2 strikeouts. Whereas last year he was striking out at an enormous clip. So let's see more Henry Davis. That's all. Let's see more of him, because this lineup needs someone who can hit the ball over the fence, and he is capable of doing that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll put it this way. You're probably going to see more Henry Davis. Hendy on the IL. Pirates made a trade today for a catcher from the Padres because they know they need that depth. I think Bart's coming back sometime soon, but yeah, you're going to see more of Henry Davis. So let's see what happens there. But yeah. So again, like today, Henry Davis starts off the scoring. But yeah, it wasn't until like again later, Oneil Cruz gets that single when finally some of the top 4 gets a hit. But then Jim, that's when the weird things started happening as well. So Oneil Cruz is on base. And walk us through. Tommy Pham's up the bat. He gets out or a hit or we don't know what it is. Oneil Cruz is safe on first though.
Yeah, a very weird situation where it's the very common 7-3 putout occurs here. Tommy Pham lines one into left field. James Wood, who's playing left, he appears to trap the baseball, but the umpire, Oneil Cruz, thought it was caught. The second base umpire didn't even really like make a ruling on the ball, which I think is what made Cruz so confused. Anyways, they rule it a trap. So they rule the ball safe, not an out, not a catch. Cruz, instead of going to second, goes back to first base. Meanwhile, he's being forced to second. Pham doesn't even really run to first. He's like 10 feet outside the base paths because he thinks he's out. So the ball goes into first. It's a few feet off the base. Lowe, I believe, was playing first base for the Nationals today. Yeah. He catches it. He steps on the bag. Which means Tommy Pham is out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at that point, once he steps on the bag, Oneil Cruz is no longer forced to second. So Oneil Cruz is safe at first because Tommy Pham was out at first. It was a very weird play, very odd. Just like looking at it, it was one of those. Remember Little Big League? Remember the opening scene from Little Big League where like the 2 guys slide into the same base and the umpires get all confused and they're like, we need a rolling here, and they call out the little kid,
and then Billy comes out.
Yeah, Billy. Yeah. So it was kind of like one of those situations where like the umpires all had to get together and be like, what's the rolling here? So they end up they end up falling on Pham is out, Cruz is safe, but it was just another weird thing that occurred during a Pirates game. It was fun.
Yeah, and like that one, there's a lot you can blame the Pirates on. There's a lot attributed to this them like, do they know how to play baseball? That one was just weird altogether because like that I don't really fault anyone. It was just weird circumstances. And like you said, like the second base ump didn't really make a call. They're even talking about on the broadcast, like, do you have like a designated ump to look at?
Everyone
in that
was
situation,
confused.
like what? Yeah, it was just confusion because you didn't. I mean, again, ground level. Oneil Cruz, whomever, everyone on the ground level doesn't really know if that's a catch or not. And like, I assume you're gonna assume it's a catch, and the way he's throwing it in, like he gets back to first. So yeah, just a weird all around play. But at the end of the day, luckily, no harm, no foul. So then now it's all good. But yeah. So, but then later in the game, some more fireworks, Jim.
Fireworks.
Oh man, Tommy
more
Pham
than
was
one
salivating. He's like,
this is what you bring Tommy. This is why you bring in Tommy Pham. Yeah. So this is so Jorge López. Apparently there's some backstory here. I wasn't really familiar with it until a little bit after. But on September 2nd last year, Lopez gave up home runs to Reynolds and Cutch while he was a Cub. And so he comes into this game, he hits Brian Reynolds, and then he throws a fastball like right at Andrew McCutchen's head. Cutch is able to get out of the way because Lopez is washed and can only throw 92. So Cutch gets out of the way. But yeah, it started some chirping. Benches cleared, bullpens emptied. It's one of my favorite things in all of baseball is when the two bullpens who were right next to each other, they run in together, right? When the bullpen should just fight each other out in the bullpen. That's my fight opinion is why are you running together into the brawl? Just fight each other out there, right? Like why let's just have two different fights.
Should be like a
going on
Royal Rumble, like a
simultaneously.
true
Yes.
Royal Rumble, just fights
Yes.
going on everywhere.
So bullpens run in. Tommy Pham is like having to be held back by Oneil Cruz. I really wanted to see Pham just, I mean, I said, this is what you brought him in for was this, but he gets heated. Lopez ends up getting tossed from this, which, you know, no warning, which I'm cool with. Like, don't throw at people's head. I don't think you need a warning for that. But Lopez gets tossed. Cutch ends up walking. And then Oneil Cruz delivers the big fireworks with the grand slam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
And again, like you talk about Cutch, like again, Lopez gets ejected. New pitcher comes in, 2 balls. At the end of the day, Cutch still walks, gets on base. Now the bases are loaded. It's a 2-0 ball game. Oneil Cruz up to bat. This is why we're excited about Oneil Cruz. Like the talent he has. And then bang. I mean, he launched that grand slam, and that's when it was like, okay, this game's over. Bailey, get that coat on. You're coming out. We're good. Yeah, just what a clutch. And again, like it's just that moment. You know what I mean? Like this is where like the Pirates don't, I'm not saying this is like technically what happened, but you know, the Pirates don't tuck their tail between the legs. I mean, they come out and they capitalize. They got a little scrum. Cutch was pissed, by the way, like you mentioned here. I mean, I was kind of shocked. I mean, the way he reacted initially, right away, I was like, and that just kind of looked like you know, like I don't really know how to pitch. Cutch kind of took offense to that and it was chirping right away. And then yeah, like you hear the backstory and it's like, okay, so this was a little bit more than just yeah, this one got away from me. But yeah. Oneil Cruz stands up for his guys, buries the Nationals. Now it's a 6-0 ball game. Things you love to see. You love to see. We've been seeing Oneil Cruz on the base pass, right? Stealing bases. The power hasn't really been there, but now it's his 3rd home run of the year.
Well, and like we've been talking about how this team just looks like they're just going through the motions out there. And you finally saw some fire, you saw some emotion from them today. And then not only did you see the emotion, but you saw them make Washington pay. Like that's the big piece here is like the Nationals threw at Reynolds, the Nationals threw at Cutch, and then Oneil Cruz made them pay for it. So it was excellent to see. Cruz's 3rd homer of the year. He's now 3 homers, 8 stolen bases. Is that where he's sitting at currently?
I do believe it's 8.
So yeah, I mean, good start so far to the season. He's got a 769 OPS. He needs to obviously be better than that. Like you want to see that OPS closer to 900, to be honest, than anything. But yeah, that was just, it was a dagger because the game could have shifted the other way there. I mean, it was 2-0, 2 outs. If Washington gets out of that, now it's 2-0, and Washington now has the momentum because you just had this big emotional event, and then Washington comes out on top. The game could go a totally different direction at that point. So it was huge. I mean, that grand slam, just putting the dagger right in them, driving the stake through their heart right then and there. Ball game over. That's what you get for throwing a Cutch. Like it was
100%. And again, like it was also with 2 outs. There's no even like a sac fly could do something here, make it 3-0. It was you've got to drive in some runs, and he drove all of them in with a impressive home run. So yeah, good game, pretty much for Oneil Cruz. Again, there was that really mishap. There was that just situation on the bases, but I don't really fault him. So yeah, good game for Oneil Cruz in that sense. And then the bullpen comes in to basically finish out the job. Ferguson comes in, who's looked good all year, still looking really good today. And then Sugar comes in. Now Sugar, again, it was just that point in time, the 6-0 lead. My only thing is like Sugar, I know you're getting the call again. You're back in the majors. He's done his job since he's been here. You got to just throw strikes. They did score a run. No big deal. Again, they weren't going to let that game get out of hand with him in there anyways. But Yeah, my only thing is just those strikes, buddy. That's it. Just those strikes.
Yeah. I mean, again, Ferguson was awesome. Shugart, yeah, come in, throw strikes. He did the walk. It's like, it is what it is. It was one walk. He gives up one run. I'm not going to get too upset about it, but just, I mean, overall, like they played a good baseball game today. Like they played good defense. Hayes was smooth on those on that double play. Triolo was smooth at second.
Yes, he was.
Like they played a good ball game, and Bailey Falter just executed wonderfully. And yeah, 6-1 win. You love it. That guarantees the split, at least with Washington. And now you've got a chance tomorrow to take 3 out of 4 against these guys. And you kind of like your pitching matchup with Andrew Heaney versus Trevor Williams. It's, 2 veterans, but Heaney's looked really good so far this year. So you look to see if he can continue that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like it's not going to be a sweep if they take a 3 out of 4. That's what we're talking about. Like it's still early. These 3 out of 4 wins gets the Buccos closer to that 500 mark. And again, if you can take 2 out of 3 from the Guardians, like you start winning some series, you get closer. Again, things aren't too bad. It's just the style of play, the way they're playing. Today was close, as flawless as you can be. This is what you want to see. You want to see better play on the field. The record right now doesn't really matter too much. You want to see them executing, playing better all around. And again, mostly outstanding in all facets of today's game. So, Jim, Pirates win 6-1, as you know, with a victory. That means sandwiches. Do we want to start doing that now?
Let's go for it.
All right. So, once again, you guys know we'll give you your last little hurrah here, but put your hashtag raise it in the comments. We're going to pick 2 winners today to get 2 sandwiches apiece. Right now, currently 127 entries. Again, if you haven't already, get your hashtags in. We'll go ahead and select our first winner here.
Best of luck, everybody. Hey, this second time giving away sandwiches this week for me.
Yeah. Alex is our first winner. So congrats, Alex. And once again, everyone knows we have gone digital, right? No more mailing sandwich cards. So if you are a winner, and if you haven't been a winner yet, still go ahead and download the Primanti Brothers app for all the winners. If you don't have the app, go ahead and download it. All we need is your email address associated with your account on Primanti Brothers. So again, DM me, Alex, email us, whatever it may be. Send me the address of the Primanti Brothers app, and we'll get those sandwiches uploaded to your account. So,
all right,
let's try again.
Next
2 more entries.
Winner.
Boom, 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 boom. Allison Sterner. So there are our 2 winners tonight. So congrats, Alex and Allison. Allison, same thing. Go ahead and DM us or email us, and just send us the email address of whatever email is associated with the Primanti Brothers app.
Big night for the ALs. Alex and Allison.
ALs.
Yeah,
that's right.
Congrats, you 2.
What a fun day.
Good game.
Was.
Let's keep it rolling.
Do the Pirates know that when they win, people are happy?
They're happier than when they lose. That's for sure.
That is for sure. So
you know what? The Pirates are also dangerously close to 500 when I'm not in attendance. They're creeping. They're creeping there.
See, you guys see the Rosati curse? Well, Jim, we out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Everybody like the video. Everyone in the chat, you guys rock. If you're listening or watching after the show, drop a comment, leave a review, all that good stuff.
Only if it's good review. Stuff.
Do all the, don't leave us bad reviews, only good ones.
That's right. Yeah. No, be fair. But we're out of here. We will see you guys tomorrow. It's an early game. So there's that. Well, we will be live shortly after that. So come join. Hopefully we'll give more sandwiches away. We'll see you guys then. Love you all. Bye-bye.
See you guys. All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.